Dude, this movie, this is the best Children of the Corn movie. It looks the most expensive. It looks.
For me, I want hockey pucks. It's got to be. I want my burgers on the grill.
Burned. I want them done. Crispy black burned. No, yeah, that's not real life. Hold on, man.
You said I want a hockey puck on the
Yeah.
You are a nasty.
So the ones that nobody wants and on the plate at a cookout, you're the one getting all those. Yeah, if I'm on the grill, the burgers are gonna be fucking crispy. Really black. I do like what's the guy?
Oh yeah. Episode 98.
No, is it really?
Yeah. Too shy from 100. Just kidding. Your mic is not working, sir.
How about now?
Better. There we go. There we go.
All right, good. It's good to see everybody tonight. Saturn Video with a $20 super chat. Beta Butter has been vanquished. Lizard King prevails, but out of Beta's chest comes an 8-paw clenching a box of buttered milk duds. Danky King announces an eternal truce with the Butter Realm with thunderous applause. Son of a bitch. Thank you so much, Saturn Video. I gave you a couple videos in the beginning. Brandon, can you do me a small favor? Can you entertain the audience and talk to the chat while I go get a different pair of earphones? Because mine keep cutting out. I think the wire's bad on it. So
Sure.
I'll let you talk to the chat. I'll be right back.
I did. The last great movie. New movie or movie that I just rewatched? The last great new movie that I watched. Great movie. I guess was probably Weapons, right? But the last movie that I rewatched that was still great was Drive. So, yeah, Drive is still really good. Drive is still really good. I have not seen one battle after the other, but I heard it was pretty good. Heard it was pretty good. So, Dylan, I haven't seen any of the Wrong Turn films at all. Isn't that crazy? There's 5 of them, right? Plus a remake, I think. But I have yet to see any of those Wrong Turn films. I barely saw the Cabin Fever movie. I haven't seen part 2 or 3 or the remake. But it was pretty good. Seeing Trip from Trip from Detroit Rock City get bit by the pancakes kid was pretty good.
All right, Brandon.
Exactly.
Yes. Am I echoing or no?
No.
Okay, I can hear myself for some reason. I don't know why. Brandon, we gotta get Christian believe the Halloween Kills is better than Halloween 3 tonight. What? You gotta be kidding me.
I don't have the ammunition prepared to make that to compel you to change your mind on that tonight.
Oh.
I don't have a dissertation prepared or anything.
All right. Can you still hear me, Brandon?
I can.
Okay, cool. I got rid of it. I figured out how to get rid of my echo. It was from the computer, not the anything. All right, guys, welcome to tonight's show. Sorry about the hiccups. This is gonna be a good one. First up, Brandon, what are we eating? What are we drinking tonight?
We're drinking Pepsi. We're drinking sweet tea. I'm eating popcorn and at the same time eating cookies. And I have this cool can of Lysol right here too, so that'll be good for later.
Oh, you might need that.
You know.
I may adjust my camera a little bit. I got my lucky hat tonight, dude.
Getting close.
I know. The first thing of business I want to do tonight is show you guys this. Brandon, this will be a first time try for me. Maybe you know about this. This is the iced vanilla berry. Sydney drinks these. I haven't tried it before. What do you think?
No, don't do that.
We're doing it. I mean, it's not a question of if. All right, Brandon, you ready?
Go for it. Cheers.
Cheers, everybody. That's good.
It's disgusting, isn't it?
No, it's dude. How can it be bad?
I saw that lip curl a little bit.
Dude, it's iced vanilla berry.
Something about vanilla berry sounds horrifying to me.
It's good, dude. Have you seen the full-size Trick or Treat Studios Leprechaun yet? I saw the prototype. We all know how prototypes go.
Mm-hmm.
What you see and what actually will be could be two totally different things.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Deadlights with $1 super chat. God bless you.
I feel like people sleep. They do. They will.
Brandon, all right. So let's say hello to everybody here tonight. Then we're gonna get the show rolling. I'm excited about this. We got Blu-ray Addict. We got McBrew saying it sounds gross. McBrew, you sound gross. How about that? Retro Ryan. Who else we got? Dawson Quick, Masked Assassin, Dire Wolf, Count Von Bach Wolfing. Look at that profile pic. Jesus.
Hell yeah.
Max, what's up? Richie, of course, Saturn's here tonight. Jason Johnson, Electronic Progression. I love these names. Y'all are so clever. Mike, what's up, Mike? I love that profile pic. He's judging so hard in that profile pic. Robert, Retro Ryan, Quentin, Connor, what's going on? Good to see everybody tonight, man. It's good to be back. Brandon, we are a week away from Scream 7. I have a feeling you don't really give a rat's ass about Scream 7.
No, I don't. I'm over it.
Are you over the fan? Are you over the fans? Or are you over the movie?
I'm over the producers of these movies not having the balls to just give a stew like literally every old school fan wants. And the story just makes no sense now. Like, I don't want any more of this whodunit crap. No more shock value killers. Like, either grow up, be a man, give us Stu, or fucking stop making these movies. Because not having Stu now in 5 and 6 in a row, I'm like, this makes no sense then. Like, this makes no fucking sense. So I'm going to wait and I'm going to spoil the movie for myself. And if I find out Stu's not the actual killer in the flesh, then I'm just done. I'm just over it. Because I don't give a shit about Stu's sister or any more fucking cousins or nephews. That's all bullshit. No, I'm just over it.
Are you more upset about Stu not ever being back in these movies, or the fact that Jamie Kennedy's character died in the first place? Because a lot of people say he never would have put himself in a position like that.
I'm more upset about the Stu thing, but I will say this as an add-on to what I just said. I will accept if Dewey is suddenly the killer or Randy is back as the killer somehow. If it's one of those three things, I'll accept it. But it's really gotta be Stu. Like, they can't do any more of this anonymous killer crap. I don't want to see a cult. I don't want to see any of this nonsense I've been hearing the last couple of years about what it's going to be. It's just nobody wants this crap. Maybe the Gen Z fans of Scream don't care, but I would say probably 90% of the fan base or more is demanding Stu at this point. Let's just give people what they want. The producers of Saw X or excuse me, not Saw X, Saw the Final Chapter, when that movie came out, they didn't try to subvert expectations by giving us another twist on the twist. They gave us Dr. Gordon. And we have been saying it's Dr. Gordon since Saw 2. That was the theory. And they granted everybody's wish. So
Okay. So Akeem, what's up, dude? I'm so ready for the Michael Jackson biopic next year too, by the way, Akeem. I've seen an early screening of Scream 7. Trust me, go in with low expectations. I mean, Brandon, here's the thing. Can I be honest with you about Kevin Williamson?
sure. I don't care.
When Kiss performs in the 70s and the 80s and early 90s, that is Kiss at their utmost pinnacle, correct?
80s, yes, for sure.
Okay. So is seeing Kiss in 2009, 2010, is it the same, or listening to a record that came out from Kiss in 2009, Sonic Boom, does it come close to touching Animalize, Asylum, Crazy Nights? Does it come close to those?
No.
Exactly. Right? Because they had their time. They had their time. Kevin Williamson was desperate, needed money. He was hungry. He was a nobody. And he writes this movie. He does good. He writes one of the biggest TV shows of all time. What did he do? He did Dawson's Creek. He was of that time. He was the guy of that time, writing shows, writing things that were for that era. That was his era. I keep saying this, and I feel like a lot of people think I'm wrong on this. I think Kevin Williamson is more than likely out of touch, out of sense of reality, doesn't know what works today. And I really don't think he's going to write that great of a movie. And I really don't think that's a controversial take. I think people have their time. The last good Romero film was the last really good Romero film was, some people might say his last great film was Day of the Dead. I mean, great film.
Mm.
He had good ones after that. I'd even say, even in his last 10 years of making movies, I like Diary.
Yeah.
But what was the last platinum hit George had? It was probably Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
I like The Dark Half. It's a good movie. I like Monkey Shines. It's a good movie. But my point is, I can't understand how anybody thinks this movie is going to be that great. I'm being serious. It's going to be fine. And then when the trailer came out, I actually watched the trailer. I watched it.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at it and I said, it looks like a Scream movie. Like, what's the big deal? And I've said this 1,000 times, Brandon, and I'll say it again. I like Monkey Shines Cobra. Give me a break. The point of Scream was to make a movie that was against the grain and totally different from everything else coming out at that time, correct? It was supposed to subvert expectations and just turn everything on its head.
Mm-hmm.
The sequels after that literally do the same thing over and over again. It's just a whodunit with sarcastic characters and people that are trying to figure out the anatomy of a horror film and how it's going to be different, right? So in essence, all the sequels are essentially what Scream was going against.
Mm-hmm.
The same crap over and over again. Am I the only one that looks at it that way? I mean, seriously.
I don't know. I just I'm in awe of the fact that we're looking at Scream 7. Like, even the fact that it's titled that, I'm just like, wow. Wes Craven's probably spinning in his grave.
Well, and that's another thing, dude. On Twitter,
7.
It's so insane when you go online and see people fighting. Like, they got all these people that want to protest the movie, you know, because of what happened with Melissa. And they got people saying stuff like that, like Wes Craven will be rolling in his grave. I don't know. I don't think Wes Craven was that much of an angel. I think, the guy, That's another thing, and I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this. People act like Wes is some like perfect saint human being. His own son said he wasn't a good dad on a Shudder documentary. He said he was more concerned about making movies than being a father. Excuse me, I mean, I don't look as Wes Craven as some holier than thou saint. I love his movies. I think he's a nice, good human being. But I mean, I'm not going to act like the guy is holier than thou and it's going to be like, oh, he's rolling in his grave.
Yeah, but would he have done this? Would he have done 5 and 6? There's no way.
Well, you're acting like 4 is some fucking great film.
It's way better than 5 and 6, though. Actually, I like 6 better than 4, but 4 is the last true Scream film.
I think 4 is kind of trash.
Because as fun as 6 is, I don't like 6 better than 4. 5 and 6 are really not Scream movies. They're like spin-offs.
Do you really think if they would have done Scream 3 the way it was supposed to, it would have been the best one?
I think it's really underrated now, but I think it would have been way better if they kept Stu. I think they should have just done that, because not having Stu because of the Columbine thing makes no fucking sense. Because you're just replacing it with another killer. Like, that makes no sense. You know what's funny to me, though?
Hills Have Eyes Part 2 is crazy.
It's no disrespect to Wes Craven, but like, it's funny to me that not only is the 2006 remake of The Hills better than the original, but the 2007 sequel is also better than the 85 sequel. Like, both remakes are better. You know
true.
what I mean?
Hills Have Eyes 2 is trash. Like, it's so bad. I mean, it's like, it's kind of, it's charming with how bad it is, but like, you know, the dog stuff and everything, it's just like, oh man. But thank you, Akeem, for the $4.99. Let me give you a clip, good sir.
I'm gonna go fucking buck wild for Easter this year.
Deadly Friend is fun. Deadly Friend is fun. That movie was plagued with so much production changes and stuff. That wasn't even the movie he supposedly wanted to make. But I loved it. I love Deadly Friend. Dry Wolf. I didn't know this when Cody was on the show. Still, he was talking about this. Apparently, the whole movie was going to be Stu having a cult. They were killing for him.
I think you froze. Did you freeze? I think you froze. He froze, ladies and gentlemen. He is frozen. We are what? We're 20 minutes into the show, and we are frozen. Yeah, the ending reveal was not going to be, I'm pretty sure it was not going to be Roman. It was going to be Stu pulling the strings the whole time, having people kill for him, which I think would have been way better. And then, like, we could have successfully moved on past the Stu stuff at this point. But the fact that we didn't get it then, I think it only fuels the fire. So, and then you had the joke in part 6 about, like, you know, if you really believed he died, and then it has like the question mark next to his name. It's like, come on. If you guys are really trying to drive the fact home that he is dead, but you keep teasing fans with these little breadcrumbs and jokes. Like, if the franchise actually wants to move on from Stu, they're not doing a very good job of moving on from Stu. That's what I'm saying. I think if he doesn't come back in Scream 7, I'm out. It's just too much. It's getting way too much at this point. But again, if not Stu, then Randy or Dewey would work. I could see Dewey coming back as a killer. That would blow everybody's mind. Same with Randy. I could see Randy as some behind-the-scenes killer pulling the strings since part 2, I guess. But if it's the twins killing people, that'll be dumb. I think if it's going to be Sydney's kid killing people, it's going to be dumb. If it's Stu's sister or twin brother, I've heard all these stupid-ass rumors. That's all going to be stupid. Yeah. I think it's got to be Stu. It's got to be Stu. It could be other people as long as the end of the movie ends with Stu revealing himself, and then we go right into part 8. Because it's just like it can't just be another, oh, it's this guy because of this. Like, we've done this too many times now. Like, nobody's gonna buy that crap anymore. And I see a lot of comments on my videos and stuff where I talk about this, and people are like, as long as it's a good twist and a good reveal, I'm happy. It's what Scream's about. I'm like, but we've had this 6 times. And the first 3 times made sense. Part 4 was pushing it with the cousin. 5 with Richie was kind of stupid. 6 was a little bit, I don't know, more fun, but the motivations were really comic book, cartoony. So it's got to be Stu. It's got to be Stu, man. Or Randy or Dewey. It's not going to be, I don't think it'll be Sydney or Gail, because that would just nuke the franchise, I think. But yeah. That's where I'm at with Scream 7. I keep seeing Akeem saying to go with low expectations. Oh, I am. I'm definitely going to spoil it before I see it. Definitely going to spoil it, because I don't want to pay the $10 ticket price to go see it and then just be pissed off again. It's like, come on. Would you settle for Gail's assistant from Scream 2? The guy who drives away? I don't think that would make sense enough to bring that guy back, because he was such a small part. That would be such an obscure callback to Scream 2. I feel like people would be like, okay, who's this guy? I hope instead of Roseanne's sister comes back as the killer, Billy's mom, I hope it's just Roseanne this time. That would be so good. Just totally nuke everybody's expectations.
Roseanne?
Like, it's straight up just Roseanne Barr, like not even the character, like it's just the actress Roseanne killing everybody. That's the ultimate ending to the franchise.
I agree. I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what happened. Well, I know what happened, but we'll see how this goes. Brandon, we got 170 people here. I know they're dropping a like on the show as we get into tonight's topics, which I'm very excited about. So let's get those likes on the show, guys. Drop a like. Come on. I turn off ads during the live streams. Can't you guys give me like some points for that? How annoying is it when you guys watch live streams and these son of a bitches put ads on it, and in the middle of a show, I would get an ad break. So thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. I'm excited about tonight's show. Don't forget to smash. That's right. And sub to both these awesome channels. Brandon, I couldn't send you the link thing until I guess I have to do it after the show's done for you to add it on your channel, because when I went to edit, they didn't give me the option to like add the collaborator. So I guess once it's done, I'll be able to do that.
Gotcha.
So, all right, guys, let's get it rolling. Brandon, before we get into this, obviously we're not talking necessarily about the Paranormal Activity movies tonight.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about some real life shit, but I have to ask, have you had anything experience-wise similar to something from a Paranormal Activity film?
No. I've only seen the first movie in its entirety. I've only seen bits of part 3. But I'm going to say no.
How did you avoid all those movies for so long?
I don't know. I saw the first one in theaters. It knocked everybody else's socks off except me. I thought it was okay. I never saw part 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I saw bits of part 3. I think my buddy rented it on DVD or something. I saw the scene where like the ghost is in a sheet and it drops out behind the chick as the camera's going back and forth. I think I've seen that scene. I think that's part 3. But I haven't seen the other 10 videos. Yeah. So
part 3 is phenomenal. I was in the theater for part 1 and people were literally running out the theater. They were so scared.
Once the creature's footsteps appeared in the was it soot or flour? Once you saw like the reptilian, the 3 like pronged footstep, I'm like, okay, come on, dude. Like it just I don't know. When I see that kind of stuff, it just totally.
What do you think would have made it better?
I think not having a footstep there at all would have been the best. And if it was a footstep, have it be like a child's foot or a person's foot, not a fucking like reptilian lizard foot. You know what I mean? Like just give me a break.
What about the scene where the priest comes back to the house and he's like, "I have to go. I have to." I loved
I don't
that
remember that scene.
You don't remember it? Where
No,
they
I don't
bring
remember
the
the first
priest.
one very well.
Oh, dude, they bring the priest over, and he's just like, he's explaining to her, well, if this thing's followed you, moving it away and going to new places won't really help. This thing's gonna follow you. And he's like, you're gonna be okay. We're gonna get this straightened out. When this priest comes back into town, I'm gonna send him here. This isn't my area of expertise. And then like shit starts hitting the fan. So she calls back to bring him back because she didn't know what else to do. And when he opens the door, he goes, it's very upset that I'm here. I have to go. I have to go. That got people in the theater. I remember people were crying.
Right.
Yeah, dude, at that time, man, I think that's the last time I genuinely remember the word of mouth for a movie being so big that my school teachers were asking us in class about it. I was
Oh,
a
really?
senior in high school, and I remember my teacher was like, "Have you guys seen? Are y'all hearing about this movie? Paranormal Activity?" It was so fun. I had such a blast. My whole school, my whole class, we took up a whole row in the theater. It was so fun.
Nice.
There's a ripoff that's really good. I don't know if it's near me. Maybe it is. Anyway, it's called. Oh, here it is. I actually really like it. Let me grab it. Brandon always looks like he just got done watching Rise of Skywalker.
Hey, you know what my favorite part of that movie is, though, for real, The Rise of Skywalker? The best part? The end credits. Paranormal Entity. Hell yeah,
Paranormal
that's a
Entity.
good...
It's
that's
a
good title.
ripoff, but it's really pretty good. Like, it really is. This is actually a really pretty good movie. I saw this on Netflix, and I think that there are some really, really, really good scenes in this. So it's only DVD only. I'm sure you could stream it, but this movie is really pretty good. So I recommend it.
So you're a student of the Paranormal Activity franchise. Like, you like every movie, basically, right? You're a big fan.
I don't like every movie per se. I could tell you which ones I think are bottom of the barrel. I will say,
is the first one the top tier?
yes, but
Okay.
the second best. Go ahead. What's your next question?
I just want you to summarize the fall off of that franchise, if you can.
Okay. And what's up, everybody? Thank you guys for being here. Like I said, please drop a like on the show. I really would appreciate it. Again, I can't emphasize it. I get annoyed by this. No ads during the show. So thank you. And any super chats are appreciated, but you don't have to. This is how the franchise goes. One, in my opinion, is a found footage modern classic.
Mm-hmm.
Two is okay, but it really is just like repeating the first movie and trying to have some different elements with the baby, but ultimately doesn't have the same wow factor that one has. Three, going back to the 80s, they did some really good suspenseful stuff and really had scenes that had you on the edge of your seat. Four is absolute trash. It's just this girl and her boyfriend that hang out, and it's lame-o. It's lame-o. The girl that was in that movie, she ended up being in that movie, Freaky or something later on with Vince Vaughn. 4 is trash. When 4 was trash but still made money, they said, okay, maybe we can make this work. Let's go and try something else. So then they did Paranormal Activity, the marked ones. And it took place in a suburb outside of Hollywood or Los Angeles or something. And it's with this Mexican guy. And it's this Mexican group. And I actually thought the style of that one was pretty good. And they have some crazy scenes in there. But it's a real risk with the story where they try to add this totally fresh new element while still connecting it to the original. Ultimately, I think it somewhat lands, but they were reaching a little bit with it. Next came I believe the next one was Paranormal Activity. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. After that, that was Paranormal Activity Ghost Dimension. I'm pretty sure. And Ghost Dimension, I'm pretty sure it was Ghost Dimension. Ghost Dimension was the one in 3D. And that one was in very limited markets. It didn't even play in theaters near me when it came out. And that one, they really just tried to go for cool visuals, oohs and ahs. They really did. That's what they tried to do. Ultimately, I don't hate it, but it's got fun scenes, but it's not really good. It's not really good. Then all of a sudden, in 2020, this movie comes out called Paranormal Activity Next of Kin. And it blows the fucking roof off of most of these. And it's this really interesting movie about this girl who says, I have ties to family members out here that live off the grid. They live like Amish folks. And I'm going to visit them. And I'm documenting this. Next of Kin was fucking good and really creepy. I mean, phenomenal, even. I think if it's not the second best one, it's right behind 3. It's either 1 Next of Kin 3 or 1 3 Next of Kin. Next of Kin was the most impressive entry sequel since either 3 or as good as 3. I keep telling people Next of Kin is the real fucking deal. A lot of people never even gave it the time of day, but if you watch it, you'll be like, "Oh man, this was like a really good movie. This was good shit." So that's where we are. And now James Wan is producing a new one. So that's where we are with that. So
Gotcha. Yeah, there's 7 of those movies, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, it probably never should have been a franchise, but it's so funny too. It's like we really were tricked so much by Paramount because here they are, they're being like, "Oh, we can't Paramount's like, you know, you have to demand it. We have to bring this movie to you." Like the Demand It campaign they did, you remember that?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, it's Paramount, one of the biggest studios in the world with unlimited resources. If they could easily put this in every theater,
Right.
but they're acting like there's this whole Demand It campaign. So it was all fake.
Right.
But it worked, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, there's
It
also a Japanese one. I have not seen that one. People keep telling me to check that out, but I always forget to watch it.
Is it official or is it not really part of the series?
I don't know how official or unofficial it is. As a matter of fact, I want to say it might be a bonus feature on one of the DVDs. I might actually be able to watch it. So I got to see. But I haven't seen it. So yes, you are here. You are here. You made it. What's going on, man? All right, Brandon. So let's get into this with the chat. I'm gonna ask you a blanket statement.
Mhm.
And if we do good tonight, and we get Brian, can you see how many likes we have? Because I'm gonna make it worthwhile for the audience.
Give me a minute. I gotta pull it up.
See how many likes we got, because once we get through your stories, the last show we did, people were like, "Hey, we want to watch a crazy car crash." At the end of the show, I might see if we can work something out special for the audience. We get them likes up.
I'm seeing 106 likes right now.
106 likes. Okay, we have 198 people here. If we get up to 160 likes like last time, we're gonna end the show with something really cool. All right, Brandon. So let me ask you a blanket statement.
Shoot.
I'm asking you a couple questions. Okay, I'm serious.
Go ahead.
Because this is real. This ain't a game.
I said it's not a game.
It's not a game. All right. So before I ask you if ghosts exist, I have to ask you this. And you can feel free to elaborate if you want to, or just give me a blanket yes or no and just say next question.
Mm-hmm.
Does God exist?
I don't know. Hopefully, but I do not know. That's the most legit answer I can give you.
Okay, I respect that.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: does the devil exist?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Let me ask you another follow-up question. Does the things that are going on in the world today and the fact that our government is covering up the biggest pedophilia ring in the entire world make you question if God exists more so than usual?
No, because it could be a situation where, like, and I'll go back to movies just to keep it in theme. I feel like it could be a situation where God is a kid with a sandbox. You know what I mean? Maybe he's not in as control of us as we'd like to think he is.
And I'm going somewhere with this. I'm not just trying to women are proof that both God and the devil exist. All right, Brandon. Do ghosts exist?
I think so. I think they do.
Okay.
I've seen. I'm not gonna. I'll just keep it as that for now. I'll explain why as we go on. I think.
And here's my follow-up to that. Does your experience or thoughts of the fact that you think ghosts exist, has that done anything to your idea about heaven and hell, God and the devil?
No.
Or you think that this could be something purely molecular?
I don't know. I think it could be. I could think it could be something very similar to those ideas, but maybe we have those ideas as a concept wrong in the first place. Like, maybe they do exist, but they're not as what we say they are, God and the devil. So maybe ghosts aren't really what they, as we say they are.
And does that scare you?
Everything scares me. So yes, it does scare me for sure.
What keeps you up at night?
Uncertainty and the unknown. And that's not even like a paranormal normal thing necessarily, just the uncertainty and unknown of life.
Do you think that, and by the way, we have over 200 people here, Brandon, to get into your paranormal stories. So I'm very excited about this. But the reason I ask these questions is because I think it's interesting how, in my opinion, belief, faith, and things like this can sometimes be changed or altered by life experiences. A lot of people say that life experiences is what gives people either faith or belief, and whether it be God, the devil, or spirits, because nothing's more true than the lived experience, in my opinion.
Agreed.
Have you ever experienced what you felt or thought was an entity, a spirit, in a room with
Yes.
you?
Oh yeah.
Now here's my next question. Do you get the sense that it could be something that would be harmful or not happy or evil even?
Yes.
Shit. Oh shit. Folks, we're getting somewhere tonight. I know. That's what I'm saying.
But not
All right,
necessarily
Brandon.
evil in the way of like demonic necessarily, but evil in the way of maybe it means to do, maybe it doesn't have a good you know what I mean? Like maybe it's just not a good thing.
Were you ever somebody that, before you had any sort of experience, before you had any sort of encounter even, were you somebody that thought it was all bullshit, all hoopla, shenanigans?
Not really, because I sort of grew up in a family where everybody was sort of suspicious. And superstitious, I guess is the right word. I've heard stories from my mom, grandma, just little spurts here and there of stuff that made me always wonder and be freaked out as a kid hearing them. A lot of religious people, as you work up the family tree, who are even more crazy about that kind of stuff. So it's never really been a case of not believing and then suddenly believing. It's always been sort of there. and then there would be things that would happen that sort of confirm it. But then as you get farther away from those things, you start to question if those things actually happened, because you want to be rational and you want to make it make sense, and you want to be an adult and explain what you saw or didn't see, right? So I always question I still question it now. Did I actually see those things? Did those things actually happen?
And here's my follow-up to that. When you talk about these experiences, was it more scary in the moment, or is it more scary when you look back and you can't say for sure this happened or it didn't happen?
I would say more scary in the moment, because I can still remember how it felt in the moment. You know what I mean? So I would say still scarier in the moment for sure.
So before we get into your stories, Brandon, can I give you a preliminary
Sure.
story? I've often thought about actually interviewing my grandpa about this. He is the person in our family that doesn't joke. He says it wholeheartedly. He says it with a lot of he's serious about it, that absolutely ghosts and spirits exist and they're all around us and we just don't see them. And he often would talk about seeing a figure in his bedroom at night, or in the mid 90s. And he would tell me about it all the time. And I remember he would say, excuse me, the late 80s. He would tell me that he would go to bed at night and often wake up at 2 or 3 in the morning and look to his left where there was the bathroom connected to the master bedroom, and he would see a dark shadow. And he said initially it would be at the far end of the bathroom, and he would see it, and it wouldn't do anything, but he'd look at it, and then he'd just ignore it and go back to bed. And then he'd say, like, maybe a week later it would happen again, and a week later it would happen again, and it would get closer and closer. And eventually he said it got close enough to where he was like, he thought it was the Grim Reaper or just the angel of death, and he thought, it's my time. And he said right around that time he was having mild chest pains throughout the week. And eventually he said one day he was starting to feel bad, and he was so nervous about it that as soon as he started getting any sort of a symptom that morning when he was at work, he went to the emergency room, and he actually had a heart attack while he was at the hospital in the waiting room. And he said that saved his life, because they got him in and he got an open heart surgery the next week or so. He had 3 blockages in his heart. 3, because he was a big guy. He got 3 stents, open heart surgery, miraculous recovery, healthy as an ox. And he said he never saw the Reaper after that. And I always wondered, he's one of those guys you never would think would joke about shit. Like, he just doesn't joke about stuff like that. And he said he would often see a figure by my grandma caressing her hair. And he was like, I think it was her mom. And he would just say it so matter-of-factly. And my point is, I often wonder if there's really truth to people that encounter close experiences with death. If that really does open a curtain, if you will, open a layer for you to see maybe just a different I don't know what word I'm looking for, but it's like you're in a different plane on Earth where there's like a curtain that goes up where you can see an extra layer of really what's around you. I often wonder if there's truth to that. I mean, I believe my grandpa. He wouldn't lie to me about it.
Yeah.
You know? But he says he sees stuff still all the time. But
You
he never
should
acts like
interview
it's
him.
scary.
You should. I'm going to do the same with my grandma too. I've been meaning to do that for a long time, because she's got some crazy stories I want to get down on film before, God forbid. Same with your situation, I'm sure. So yeah, we should both get on that, actually.
But Brandon, I'm excited about this. Take me back to the first time you were told a story about seeing a ghost, a spirit, or an entity that sent a chill down your spine. before you might have even had an experience yourself?
The first time I really heard about a story, I think it was George. So I was probably 4, 5, 6, and they've been telling the story my whole life. My mom and my grandma both. When they first moved to this house in the 70s, the mid 70s, my mom and uncle were teenagers. Okay. And my mom apparently she kept going to my grandma and saying she kept seeing a man in like this hallway right here. The house hasn't changed much structurally. She would see a man wearing a flannel shirt, like walking down the hallway, or she'd see him in the kitchen out of the corner of her eye, in the garage, always in the house, typically at night when nobody else was around except my mom. And she said she was never necessarily scared of it, but she always was startled, and then it would not be there suddenly. But she said the man wasn't scary looking; he just looked like a guy. And apparently, she brought it up to my grandma, who I don't think believed her at first, and until my grandma suddenly saw the same thing one night. I'm not sure if she saw it more than once or not, but she saw the flannel shirt man.
Mm-hmm.
Just a glimpse, enough to startle her. And I don't think she brought it up to my mom right away, but there was one night that happened, I guess, where I think my grandpa was out on a business trip or something. I think my uncle was with his friends, so it was just the two of them here. And they both heard each other calling each other's names from across the house, because the house is a pretty long house. And they met in the kitchen, and my mom said that my grandma told her she didn't call her, and my grandma said she heard her calling her, and they never called each other, which was very strange. Anyways, they apparently had to go to North Carolina in the following week or a couple weeks later to see my grandma's sister, Nancy, who was still alive at the time. And she hadn't seen Nancy in a long time. They had sort of lost touch. And I don't know how it happened. Again, I need to get my grandma on film talking about this. She would quantify this a lot better. They somehow saw a picture, or they were explaining what they were seeing to Nancy about these images of this flannel shirt man. And Nancy apparently started acting really strange. She went inside her trailer or whatever, came out with a couple pictures of her and her husband who had just passed away. And his name was George. And apparently in most of the pictures, he was wearing a flannel shirt or something like that. He was involved in a really bad, fatal motorcycle accident. I think his motorcycle hit a pickup truck or something. And he had passed away like 8 or 9 months before they had went to see Nancy and reconnect with her. And I don't think my grandma had ever seen this George guy. I'm not even sure if she knew he existed. But when they saw the picture of him, they both knew this is the guy they had seen in their house. And after that point, they never saw that George guy again. And I need to mention this too, because I didn't bring this up before. My mom and grandma had nicknamed this thing George. That's what they say before they ever went to Nancy's house. And she explained, this is George, whatever his name is. He's my ex-husband. He died in a fatal car accident. So that's the first, and I believe him. My mom is nuts now, but as a kid growing up, same way your grandpa, she wouldn't lie to me. My grandma wouldn't lie to me about it. I don't think they were just trying to scare me as a kid. It seemed, and it seems now, really legitimate of a story. So that was my first exposure to tall tales, as it were.
So what do you think it was? No. What do you think it was about once they acknowledged, or once they got the acknowledgement of this human, this George character?
Know.
Why do you think it stopped once they were aware of him? Do you think the jig was up? Like, do you think there's rules to this? Like, number one, why do people mostly see ghosts late at night? Do you think that there's something to the witching hour theory, that the barriers are down? And
I don't know. It sounds so hokey to talk about, you know? I have no idea. There got to be, right? There's got to be rules to it. I feel like that's why people know about these rules in the first place. Like, there's got to be some semblance of reality to it. At the same time, maybe being dead is just really unregulated. So I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea why he would appear here, states away, to two people who have never seen him before. You know what I mean? It's just it's a really bizarre thing.
There has to be a connection somehow.
There is. I mean, the fact that they stopped seeing him after they went to Nancy's house is very bizarre. But again, I don't understand why he would appear to them down here. Like that's such a far stretch of family to go to. When all the family was up north, he could have gone to them.
So, have you ever seen this character, this George?
No, I never have. No.
Have you ever seen anybody in your house?
I have, in this house. So is Shanna. So is my grandma. So is Isabella. So is my grandpa, my uncle. I'm pretty sure my uncle, my relatives who have visited here, friends of the family who visited here. There's something really wrong with this house, or there was something really wrong with the house. There hasn't been any disturbances in a long time, but there definitely is something wrong here.
When
or at
was
least
the
this
last
area.
disturbance?
The last disturbance was Isabella talking about the man in her closet. Now, again, we could chalk this up to kids seeing stuff, but she was waking up with night terrors a lot, and she always kept talking about the animal man, and she kept pointing to her closet, and this would be in the midst of her freaking out and these little like panic attack terrors at night. But this happened across several months, if not more than a year. And again, it could just be a small thing. I never saw this animal man. I've made shorts about it, funny shorts, but she was not joking. And she would never remember it either. But again, because they were night terrors, but she was specifically always talking about the animal man in her weird nighttime rambling as she did so. And it got me thinking, because the room she's in now was my uncle's room when he was growing up. And he always said there was some scary stuff that happened to him in that room. Both back rooms were really bad, apparently, back in the 70s.
Was this something she would bring up to you the next morning, or would she have outbursts?
This would be like in the middle of the night, as if she was waking from a nightmare and talking about the animal man's going to get her. And she would point to her closet.
What would you hear? Would you hear her yell? Would she run into the
bedroom? It would be like a full-on night terror. She would scream.
How scary was that to you?
Pretty scary. She came to us a couple times, because this happened 2 or 3 or 4 times. A couple times where her screaming, like, mommy, daddy, not like blood curdling screaming, but screaming for us, right? And it's not like their room's just pitch black. There's lights on and stuff in there, so it's not like pitch black. But I don't know. I didn't have the inclination just to be like, oh, that's just kids. I was always, kind of like, oh, I know this house too well to not at least. You
didn't tell her that, did you?
No, she doesn't know any of that stuff, and she for sure doesn't know that I believe any of that stuff either. So,
did that eventually go away? How did you deal with it? Just reassurance?
We'd bring it up and she'd have no recollection of it. So we kind of just let it drift away. And then it would happen again 3 months later, and then again. But it hasn't happened in probably a year now or so.
Has it ever, did any of these instances actually get to you where you were really, did she scare you?
Yeah. Because when I would have night terrors as a kid, my mom always told me that I would have this really lost gaze, because you're not really awake, but you're not asleep. It's like the lights are on, but nobody's home kind of thing. And we got to see that a couple times with her, even though she was calling to us as if she was awake and panicking. We could tell that she wasn't really awake. So her responses were very weird. I'm sure other people in the chat who have kids can attest to the weird, it's like a gaze thing, I guess you could say. It's like, the lights are on, but nobody's home kind of thing. That's the best way I can describe it. And so no recollection the next morning.
No recollection. Let's go back in time now. What's the history of your house? When was it built?
They built the house from scratch in the 70s, the early to mid 70s. They moved down here from Michigan because my grandpa had developed MS, and they said the heat and stuff and the humidity would help him ease his like the tightening muscles and the nerves and stuff better if he was down here. This is still, they didn't know a whole lot about MS and stuff at that point, so they
We're
figured,
talking multiple sclerosis.
yeah, right,
Okay.
which eventually did kill him in 2005, but they moved down here because that was the catalyst. Had the house built. It's a very weird house. The neighborhood was very vacant back then. Obviously, most neighborhoods were. Not a lot of houses compared to now, because now it's like a damn full-blown suburb. But at the time, it was just the river, a few houses here and there, a lot of woods. But yeah, it's a place called Angel City on Merritt Island, and there's apparently a lot of crime here that took place in the 18 and early 1900s. All kinds of stuff. It's got a really rich history. So yeah, it wasn't just like a nothing burger location. I'm not going to say it's like an Indian burial ground or anything like that, but I'm not going to not say there probably wasn't something wrong with the soil first anyway, if we want to call it that, if that makes any sense.
What about the house next to you? The death house. Was
Yeah.
that there from the 70s?
I think that was built later. I think that was built in the early 80s as a single story block house. And then she developed upwards and upwards and upwards when she turned it into a boarding house.
When was the last time that house was when was the last time that house was occupied?
Next door? Fully occupied? 20. I think the owner moved out in 2018 or 19 because Isabella would have been a baby when she moved out fully and the owners took hold, and then it's been this rotting mess ever since. It was already sort of rotting beforehand, but that's the last time it had a permanent resident, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So
let's get into this. What was the first time you experienced a specter, a ghoul, a ghost in this house yourself?
I've only ever had one direct encounter in this house. I guess at all. I've had a bunch of, and we'll get to these, I've had a bunch of situations happen where I'm like, something happened there, but am I really sure that was paranormal? But I've only ever had one direct thing where I still to this day cannot really explain it or deny it or confirm it, because the farther I get away from it, the more I try to justify it, right? But I was visiting here. My brother and I both, we used to come here on weekends when we were kids, and we were getting up in age at this point. So I was probably 12 or 13 or 14. I forget now how old I was. I think we had just started middle school or something. Visiting here, and my room at the time here, the room that we stayed in, there was 2 twin beds. And I think my brother was sleeping on the couch in the living room or something. I was in the room by myself, and I always slept in there pitch black. I didn't have lights on or anything. I slept with the door closed, pitch black, and I had a fan by the bed that would roar full blast. One of those loud table fans, you know what I'm talking about?
You're such a redneck.
The white fans. I love that. It's like the early stage of white noise, right? Before you played it on the TV, we had a fan. Slept like a baby every night. And I remember, and this wasn't a night, this was a regular night. It was not a creepy night or a ghost night or anything where I was looking for trouble. And you know how when you're awake in the dark and your eyes are open, you're sort of looking around your room, even if it's dark, after a few minutes, your eyes can sort of see in the dark.
Your eyes adjust.
Especially if something's close to your bed, you can kind of see it and see textures and maybe even see color a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, your eyes adjust to the room.
Yeah. Not perfectly, but enough. And I remember for some reason, I was wide-eyed for a while, thinking about life or whatever was going on. And I was starting to doze off, and then I sort of came to again for no reason. And I remember looking towards like the foot of the bed, which I can kind of see the fan and the shape of the fan and the whiteness of the fan through the dark. And it looked like I could see a figure there. And it was not like a black figure, like a shadow. It was like white, like a person was wearing a nightgown or something. I remember for a split second thinking it was maybe my grandma. She was up out of bed trying to get my attention for something, but I noticed the door was still closed. There was no sound, no talking. And I was like, what the fuck? And I wasn't scared at first because I just thought it was maybe her. And then I noticed it seemed to approach, like walk around from the foot of the bed towards where my head would have been at the other side. And it looked like I could see the texture and the pattern of the fabric of this nightgown, whatever you want to call it. If it was a nightgown, that's what I assumed it was, because that was what the normal thing was for me to assume at the time for whatever reason. And I remember looking up and I could see the face of this person who I still at the time was sort of like, is this my grandma? And it looked like an old lady's face. That's the best way I can describe what it was. I couldn't see eyes. It looked like just because someone's face in the dark, you just see black sockets. It's not necessarily scary, but that's what it looked like to me. And I swear to God, once I realized this was not my grandma, the fear that took hold of me, it hasn't happened before that. It hasn't happened since. Even in real life scary situations, this kind of fear hasn't happened since. I couldn't say anything. I didn't call out for anybody. I didn't get up and run. I remember I just put the covers over my face. I think I kept the covers over literally until the next morning, until it was daylight. And I didn't sleep in that room visiting here for at least probably a year because I was so petrified to go in there. And this is going to sound so lame, but the only thing that I can that I can equate the face to, and I'm pretty sure I've talked about this in one of my community posts, and this is going to sound hokey, so I apologize, but it is the truth.
Don't sugarcoat it. Don't sugarcoat
it. It is the truth. The only thing I can equate the facial structure to, as obscured as it was in the dark, was the way, what's her name? The chick from Beetlejuice, Gina Davis. When Gina Davis is on that table and she's rotting at the end of Beetlejuice, the way they look, that's the only thing I can sort of quantify the look as. Is something sort of like that. Not skeletal really, but just sort of like a droopy old woman who does not look really alive, but not really dead. You know what I mean? Like it's something like that. Something akin to that.
So what did you do in that moment once when you cover up? Do you
I stayed there. I didn't feel anything. I was waiting for something to happen, like the sheets were going to get pulled off, or I was going to hear a voice. I was waiting for something horrifying to happen. But I just stayed there all night. I finally fell asleep, obviously. I woke up with the covers off because you move in the night. But it was daytime, morning. The lights were through the windows. There was no lady there. And I would not go in that room. I would go in the room, but I wouldn't stay in the room for a good year or so or more visiting my grandma's house. I was so sure that happened. My grandma believed me. My grandpa was sort of on the fence. He was always on the fence, even after.
Well, that's to say. So you opened up about this.
Oh yeah, because I'd always heard stuff, and I've had seen and felt stuff before this, but nothing as direct as this. This seemed like a direct encounter with something, whether it was harmful.
What year are we talking here? 99?
This is probably 99 or 2000. Maybe.
When you think about it, does it still haunt you?
Not as much as before, but yeah, I think about it. It gets under my nerves because that's now the room that me and Shanna are in. That has become that room. And yeah, that's the most direct encounter.
It's never happened again.
Not like that, no. But there's a bunch of other stuff. It's not as direct. That's the most direct thing I have. It's probably not as scary as some people's stories because there was no like devil growl or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like
no. Well, if you would have gotten into that, I would have laughed because to me
this was
shenanigans.
To this day, I keep trying to say maybe it was your eyes playing tricks, but like there's a difference between your eyes playing tricks in the dark and me seeing what I saw, and I can still picture it in my head. I know that was not nothing.
Well, let me ask you this. Can you give me like a percentage on I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this. Can you give me a percentage on a visibility of what you saw? 100% being full visibility, 0% being no visibility.
50, I guess. As good as you could see in the pitch black dark with your eyes adjusted.
What was the feeling you got? Was it a harm feeling? Was it a did you feel, because some people say they get like you talked about earlier, this gentleman in a flannel was in
Mm.
your house wandering at night, and your grandma and your mom would see him, and they said that they weren't threatened, they weren't scared, they just felt he would maybe like, almost like he was lost,
Mhm.
maybe, or he was just, what was the feeling this gave you?
Just fear.
Did it
Just
crouch down and look at you, or was it
that's what
standing straight
I
up?
think it did do that. That's what it seemed like it did. Because it seemed like she got close to me. Like she was looking at me. You know what I mean? I can't tell for sure if she like actually leaned all the way down to my face, but it did seem like she was looking at me to see if I was awake. I don't know what it was. I'm not even sure if it was a she, but that's what I felt at the time. Like this looks, it just at the time it was a she, a lady.
I have a very, very, very dark theory I want to swing to you. What body of water is that in your backyard?
It's called the Banana River. It's connected to the Indian River Lagoon, Mosquito Lagoon.
Is there a lot of crime around that area?
Not anymore, but there was a lot.
Okay. Did you ever have missing people around that time during this high crime era?
The high crime era was before they ever moved here, the Angel City era. But yeah, there's a lot of missing people, murders, all kinds of shit.
Where do you think a lot of those bodies ended up?
I'm sure they ended up in the river. I'm sure they're still there.
You see where I'm going with this?
Oh, there's no doubt that the place is haunted. The land is
Well, my point is,
soured.
there's a theory that the ceremony of a funeral, the ceremony of being put to rest, the ceremony of getting cremated, whatever, the finalization of your time on earth is almost the way to pass on to the next life and the afterlife. And if you've got a bunch of potential victims, people that were dumped in the river, these are like lost souls
Mhm.
that wash up, their spirits wash up. And it's almost like, I think if it can almost feel like they're wanderers. That's where my mind's going with something like this. They never had their final day on earth. They never got their proper goodbye, their proper burial. Whether that's something that is outlandish to say or not, I don't know, man. I just think there may be something to that. It's like, how can you move on when you never got your final chapter? You never
Mhm.
got your funeral. You never got put to rest. That's where my mind goes. And that's also terrifying to think, man. Every time I'm on a body of water, like we have lakes by me, and I always say, my mind goes to a dark place. I always say, how many people are in that water? And people are just fishing it. They're doing this. How many physical bodies are in this body of water?
Mhm.
That's terrifying to think about.
Oh yeah, and you know they're there. They've got to be.
Oh yeah, especially in Florida, man. Like, and during this time you're talking about, was there
Mhm.
a mafia during this time in the
I don't, I
50s and
don't.
60s?
I don't think around here.
No.
I don't think so. Not around here. There was a lot of gangs though.
Well, there you go. Um, damn,
I
dude.
think it was just. I think it was just because the river and stuff though too. There's a lot of crime
Yeah.
because it was one of the newer, like developing. I think there was a small port before the big port was built. Just a lot of stuff. A place for people to come and kind of get away from it. Before the bridges were all developed, you can take a boat here and basically
Like a
be
little
scot
ferry
free.
or something? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Have you ever sensed a presence outside in your yard?
Not really. There's plenty of times I think I've gotten bad feelings about stuff outside, but it's not necessarily like an entity. And if it was there, I wasn't paying attention enough to notice. But I never had a haunting encounter outside. It's always been in this house.
Have you ever experienced what you thought was an entity in the presence of Shanna?
Yes, me and Shanna had one shared incident ever. Only one. Well, two. Two. The second one, I'm not so sure about. It could have just been air conditioning. But the first one, and this is kind of funny too, because we were wrapping up a shoot, one of the short films we made back in 2017. We were shooting a scene here. We had come here to shoot a scene. And I think we were wrapping up. What the hell? I think I was coiling extension cords and she was putting away the mic cables or something. Something routine. Because me and her were basically a tag team on the films and stuff we used to do at that point. And way before the kids. And I remember we both looked over because we thought we heard like a whispering. And I swear to God, I saw something dart out of the doorway. But it wasn't something that was as creepy in the moment because it just seemed like, whatever. But she had made a comment like, yep. She said something like, yep, to me as I did that. Because it's not like I said, Shanna, look. I heard whispering or some kind of noise, looked over, and I thought I saw somebody walk by. It was like a casual, you look over and they're as they're passing by. So you just see the tail end of the shadow. You know what I mean? How that looks.
Yeah.
And she said, without me saying anything to her, she said, yep, like acknowledging what I had just heard and seen. And then we talked about it. I'm like, so do you hear that? She's like, yeah. I said, did you see that? She's like, yep. And that was the first and pretty much only time we really shared an experience, if you want to call it that. It's stupid and trivial, but that did happen. And the second time that we shared an experience this was way after. So we were living here. Isabella was a baby. She was in the crib in our room still because my Uncle Tony still lived here at the time, and he was in the room that Isabella's in now. And we were laying in the bed, sort of awake still, because I think Isabella had finally just passed out. And we looked at my door because we heard a creaking noise because the door is old and it does creak. And it creaked and creaked and creaked and opened all the way from being basically shut, not fully shut, but open enough to where it should have stayed closed. And we saw it creep open all the way, very slowly, very passively. And we both acknowledged it. We went to bed. We didn't get up and investigate. It wasn't necessarily scary, but I still think about that. I'm like, either that was something or it was nothing. That's why I'm like, that could have been the air conditioning suction, opening the door. At the same time, though, that's not something that happens very often in that room when the air conditioning kicks on. So I'm like, was that something or was it nothing? That's what I'm saying about this stuff. There's a lot of stuff that happens and I'm like, was that actually something or was that nothing? But the story of my bedroom was definitely something. The stuff me and Shanna shared in this house when we both saw and heard that thing was definitely something. The George thing was something. At nighttime, it's really bad. It was really bad for a while. You guys have seen me tour the house. There's a piano outside of this room. I just knocked my mask off the wall. There's a piano on the side of the room, and it leads to the hallway. It's a corner. And for a long time, if you were going towards the hallway where the bathrooms are, the bedrooms are at night, I swear to God, do you know that feeling you get when somebody runs up behind you? Not necessarily like hearing the footsteps or seeing the person, but you can feel the presence come quickly behind you. You know what I'm talking about? It's like the intuition feeling. That happened a lot going around the corner. Like something would always mess with you as you went around that corner. I got to a point where I hated rounding that corner at night. And that was like that for years. And it hasn't been like that for a while, but that was a really fucked up part of it too. Is most of those things being feelings like you could feel the presence of something, but you can never see them. Same thing with the kitchen. The kitchen's always a no-no sometimes. I'll be out there late still to this day. And that feeling of being watched is just it's like you can cut it with a knife. It's so thick. I can't explain it. The windows are closed. I have the shades down. I have the shutter down so you can't see in the sliding glass door. So it's not like somebody's watching through the window, but I'm telling you, it feels like somebody's right there just like staring at. I made a video about this, a short. It'll feel like somebody's standing right behind you in the kitchen. as if they were just a person in there doing something. Sometimes it's not scary. Sometimes it's just the hair on the back of your neck stands up because it doesn't feel right. And sometimes it feels not threatening, but it feels not good. So,
Is there ever a pattern to when these things happen? Is there maybe there's something similar that happens throughout the day? Maybe
no, but me and Shanna have we had a joke for a while saying we'd always say stuff like it's getting bad again, because there'd be spurts where there'd be nothing for months, and then suddenly there'd be the spooky feeling around the piano or the being watched in the kitchen, or Shanna would see something, or she would see shadows. She says she sees shadows a lot, even to this day. She'll see not shadow people, but she'll see shadows of people who aren't there, or she'll see my grandma going to the kitchen when she's asleep. My grandma and Shanna both will hear the garage door, the front door unlock, or people coming in and out when that doesn't happen during broad daylight. And I don't think that shit's fake. You know what I mean? There's a lot of weird shit that happens here. And it's not like it's intruders coming in the house. It's just weird shit like that.
have you ever that was a ghost.
I think that's just my bad friction on the wall. But you never know, dude. You never know.
Have you ever experienced what you felt like was a presence over at the death house?
No. I have not.
Do you have have you ever gone inside the death house at night?
At night? No.
Could you if you wanted to?
Yeah.
Would it freak you out?
I don't know about now. I think they have it closed off, but I could have. But the fear is always of the vagrants and the drug addicts who were always there. So that's always the thing that kind of deterred us from going at night.
Has anybody
Yeah.
has anybody ever what do you call it when squatters? Has anybody ever squatted at that house?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Is going to an abandoned place and feeling an entity more scary, or running into a squatter more scary?
I think a squatter would be scarier. I'm way more scared of people than I am paranormal. You know what I mean? Definitely.
You ever see the reactions of squatters? Sometimes they just scream at the top of their lungs to like get you to go away.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm being way more afraid of people for sure. We can deal with paranormal. You know what I mean? Like, you can't deal with some crazy guy behind the door holding the damn metal pipe ready to bash your brains in for being in his house. I'd much rather deal with a ghost. No, I wouldn't. I was going to say that out loud.
What do you think is the scare? Go ahead.
I was going to say I would not rather deal with a ghost. So,
what do you think is one of the scariest places on Earth?
Scariest places. I think the Waverly Hills Sanatorium is probably really scary, or it's just overhyped. I think hospitals. I think old hospitals are probably just the worst.
Oh, I agree. Like
not even old, just hospitals late at night when there's not many people around. I think it's always scary because a lot of people have died there. But
all right, guys, we're up to 145 likes. If we get to 160, we're gonna do something cool. Brandon, I enjoyed your stories. The one about the woman by your bed, I visualized the whole thing. I think you should make a short film about it.
I could try.
I agree, Zero.
Yeah. And the scariest thing is there's probably 100 more islands, horrible stuff like that still going on right now.
I think you're right.
I've totally fucking spooked myself too, and everybody else is asleep right now.
I know, I'm spooked too. Just the ghost, the woman in the bedroom, that really, because I'm such a visual person.
Mm.
That shit. Thank you so much, Mike, with a $4.99, 15 more likes. Let's go. I appreciate your contribution, good sir. And I'm gonna give you.
I'm gonna go fucking buck wild for Easter this year. Hell yeah, Easter's soon, dude. Gonna fire up Still Magnolias twice.
All right, Brandon, we're gonna do something special for the audience. I'm sure we're gonna get to 160 likes. I think we're probably close. Let me see. All right, Brandon. So we've talked about scary ghost encounters. Now I've got a chilling scares video that we're gonna watch about 4 incredible encounters. But before we do that, let me see how many likes we have. If you have any other stories,
Yeah. I just want to tell people real quick that if you, and this is, I'm not bullshitting about this. Like, I have a lot of content on my channel, and Christian can attest to this. He's at least seen the video, I think. He may not believe it. I still don't believe it. There is a video on my channel. Let me see if I can find it. That
If
I
you
want
give
you
me
to
the
all go
link,
check
we'll-
out. Oh, you
I'll
can pull it up, I
play it.
guess. Yeah. I won't copyright you. Let me find it real quick. Let me switch.
just put the link in the private chat.
Okay, gotcha. Here we go.
By the way, I think we got to 160 likes. No, we're not there yet. We need a couple more, y'all. Let's get to 160 likes. We're almost there.
All right. Share the link. So the backstory on this is I made a video called Forbidden Texts, my collection of horror Halloween books. And it's basically a 20-minute video of me in my room showcasing my horror books for content. And I didn't notice this at the time when I filmed it or after I released the episode until it was out and I heard the footage. And I was like, what the hell is this? And I talk about that in this video that I just sent you. So technically there's two videos. We can play it if you want.
We can play the video.
Mm-hmm.
You guys want to watch this video?
I can't promise it won't be cheesy, but bear with me.
All right, let me make sure the audience can hear this. Brandon, give me an okay if you can hear this. No? Oh, it's not even on screen. Did you play a song in this?
I've captured a ghost on one of the recordings from a video a couple months ago. Oh yeah, maybe
It took me a while to release this because I wasn't really sure how to approach releasing.
I think I hear that Silent Hill song in the background. Let me see something quick. Let me tell you if I can.
Well, here, do we need the audio?
You do need the audio. Let me fast forward until it's not audio and see if I can find it in my collection, my horror stuff. I'll find it. Give me a second.
Hey, is that the original frozen pumpkin?
No, that's a fake pumpkin.
But it's got a similar face. Okay, go ahead. Black
Yeah,
and
it's
white
in there.
videos.
It's in there the whole time. Okay, I'll give you context. So you want to go to 308 and pause it there, and I'll give you a backstory because I do explain it. I suggest you guys. I'll leave the link in the public comments. Go check this video out at the end of the stream if you want to see the whole thing. I'm building you up to what goes on. So here's what's going to happen.
Can I check it out, Brandon? I'm at the minute 25 mark. Can you kind of take your time and just kind of go through what this video is about and then build up to that? I'll let it play. That way people can get a sense.
Make sure you pause it before 308.
Okay.
So I was in my room recording this video, and I'm going through all the books, talking about what I have, showing the collection off, and I put them on my bed. I slide them on the bed as I'm going through them. And I didn't realize it at the time, but I say something like, this is cool, or that was cool. And I swear to God, and this could be explained away. It sounds like somebody goes, yes, in the background. And it's crystal clear. Once I didn't hear it at the time when I was recording, but in the edit, I heard it. I'm like, what the hell is that? And I thought maybe it was the sound of me sliding the book. But after you hear clearly, yes, then you hear me slide the fucking book. So to this day, I cannot explain it. I've showed my grandma, I showed Shanna. They can't explain it. Shanna was in the den over here in this room. Isabella was asleep. Nobody else in the house was awake. I cannot explain the yes, but I swear to God, it's something going, yes. So go to 308.
308 mark. Go
to 308. That's where the music stops. Yeah. Yeah, check this out and then you shouldn't get copyrighted or anything.
I'm almost there. By the way, that's one of my favorite books.
Oh yeah, it's
great. Like Memories. The book is better than even the documentary.
Anyways, cool.
What the fuck?
You heard that, right? And I can't explain what that is. I can't explain what that is because you hear me slide the book afterwards. It's possible. So, yeah.
Anyways, cool. Anyways, cool. Anyways, cool.
Tell me that wasn't insane. I mean, I still get, the hairs in the back of my neck still stand up when I hear this. I just
cool. Anyways, cool. Anyways, cool.
And I did not hear that when I recorded it. I still can't verify that that's something saying yes, but it's not me making noise with a book. There's nobody in the room. I don't know what else would make a fucking sound like that at all. So that's all I got, really.
That's fucking creepy, dude.
Yeah. If you go back and watch the original book video where I don't bring this up at all, it's in there somewhere in that raw released. It's edited, but like it's in that video. It's in the main edit of the video. So,
anyways, cool. Anyways, cool.
So it's not the AC, the central air, because you can hear that running already. You can hear the central air running. I'm assuming you filmed this in the summer.
I think so, probably. Yeah.
So that is disturbing.
It is weird. So I heard somebody in the chat or somebody no, but I will say that when I filmed this video, a family friend, Todd, he had passed away from a heart attack in his car like 2 or 3 weeks before I filmed this video. He was in states ways away, but that's the only person at the time who we knew who recently passed away. I'm not saying it was him. It doesn't sound like him. It doesn't really sound like anybody if we're talking about it, but that's the only thing I thought about maybe. But even that doesn't make sense.
This when you were...
No, If I heard fucking that noise, I would have flew out the room. You know what I mean?
Anyways, cool. Anyways, cool. Anyways, cool.
Tell me that wasn't insane. I mean, I still get.
Dude, I thought this was gonna be hokey. I am gonna lie. I thought you were just like being silly. That is scary because it sounds like it's coming from the roof of the room.
Yeah, and it's not really. It doesn't really make sense either because I didn't ask a question, for it to say if it said yes. So it's like interjecting and it's like agreeing with me, I guess. I don't know. But I still can't explain it. This is years ago now. This is 3 or 4 years ago.
Anyways, cool. Anyways, cool.
It's right there. Like it's right there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, dude, that's fake. You did that in post.
I did not do that.
You did that in post because that shit is freaky.
That's not done in post.
You're a lie. Dude,
Matter of fact,
it's
I might still
crystal
have
clear.
the edit. I might still have the edit somewhere.
Where's the original video? Leave me.
I have the
original
raw
video.
footage. I do have the raw footage still.
No. You said there's a preview. Give me the previous video.
Oh, the full length video. Yeah, it's let's see what it's called. Your videos. Because I actually kept all the raw footage too, so I could prove it.
Anyways, cool.
There's no way you didn't hear that. There's no way you didn't hear that. Is
I did not hear
clear.
that. The video is called Forbidden Texts. I can send you the link if you want.
Send me, yeah, do the same thing. Private chat.
And what book am I holding up there? It's the orange one, right?
Hold on.
So
it's like a 20-minute video.
Anyways, cool.
Okay, there's the link.
Dude, that shit was freaky.
Okay, it's in there.
Okay.
So you have to find the. There may be music on it, Christian. I'm not sure.
I'll see. Let me see. What's the timestamp?
I'm trying to find it in the video. I'm not sure where it is in the long form video.
I'm looking for it.
I want to say it was towards the end.
I'm looking for it, ladies and gentlemen. Give me a second. I just want to find it because Brandon's got music playing in this. It may happen really, really quick in this video. Where's it at?
I'm trying to find it. I know it's in here.
Hang with me, audience. Hang with me. Brandon, this is ridiculous. Where is it at?
I'm trying to find it right now. I went through so many books. It's probably so hard to find.
Nice Castlevania book you got there.
Thank you.
Oh, dude, that let me just show the audience this. All right, let me add this to the show. I'll just mute the video for now till we find it. I was gonna say, Brandon, this book you got right here is fucking cool. The Book of Monsters. Look at that artwork. Oh, is that an open window right there?
That's the closet.
Oh, you got a curtain. Is that? Oh, dude. What camera are we using to film this? Because it's like that must be like a strong zoom you have right there. Is that camera below the frame of where you were filming that?
I went through with the second camera close up and just showed the books off and cut them in.
Oh, you did B-roll. Okay.
Mhm.
The B-roll camera looks really good.
It's the same camera, just was easier to get foreground focus.
What camera is this you're using? Just out of curiosity.
The Rebel, the T3i.
T3i
by Canon.
Does that have autofocus on it or no?
It does, but it doesn't work very well. I just didn't do a good job of focusing properly. The wide shot. That's why it looks kind of fuzzy.
All right, Brand, we got to find this.
Damn it. I know it's in here. I probably skipped over it 100 times. Okay.
Hang tight, people. We're going to find it. What's going on, Darkwing Dave?
All right, found it. Go to 1419. And there is music in the background, so hopefully the 5 seconds won't get you. Yeah, play it from here.
All right, 1 second.
Cool.
Oh, shit! I heard it! Dude. I don't know how you didn't hear that in the room with you. Jesus, dude, that is terrifying.
Yeah, I can't explain it.
God. You definitely have visitors in your house, dude.
Mm-hmm. I was really hoping it'd be me sliding the book, but it's just not.
No, I don't even. When it happened, I don't even think you were.
Cool.
Yeah, you hadn't even set the book down.
Mm.
Have you analyzed this video and seen if you heard anything else?
I've watched it and the raw footage too. I haven't found anything else besides that noise.
My God.
But I do still have all the raw footage from it because I kept it because I'm like, I got to keep this footage so people understand. So one night when we have some time, we can go through it. Like the actual video file, like not edited, just the actual camera file.
Obviously, Brandon, shut down this idea if you don't like it. Would you be willing to none of your kids' rooms, of course, or anything like that, but like a room in the house, set the camera up late at night and just like ask questions, and then we listen back? You don't analyze the footage. Like you set it up in the kitchen at like 3 a.m. and you say, "Is anybody here?"
I don't know, man. I believe in that. I believe in that fucking don't invite what you don't want around stuff, man. I don't know. I'm tempted to. I've never done that.
I'm not asking you to Ouija board because
I'm tempted.
My thing is I'm wondering what if you did that and you don't look at the footage, you don't analyze the footage, we analyze it live on air.
Oh, we could do that, I guess. But I still got to be in the house and deal with that fucking thing. Maybe.
I just want to say I watched Predator Badlands earlier, and I really liked it, just to kind of relax for a second. I really did. No, seriously, it was fun, Brandon. It was almost like a Mortal Kombat Predator film. A lot of action stuff in it.
I need to watch it. It looks fun. And I finally watched Romulus in its entirety like a week or two ago. I enjoyed it.
Dude, you were shitting on that movie so much.
Yeah, it was all right. It's good. Well, it doesn't justify its existence, but it's all right.
You know, if on the Blu-ray, the director, what's his name? Who directed that? Was it Fede?
Fede Alvarez, I think.
The android looks a hell of a lot better from the.
Does it? Because I watched it on Prime, and I'm like, this looks really bad. Well, so I don't know if that's the fixed version or not.
Well, I'll tell you this: in the theater, it looked like shit, but on the Blu-ray, they fixed it, and it looks a lot better.
I hope. Maybe the
So, I
Prime
don't
version
know.
is not the fixed.
It may not be, but on the home video version, it looks a lot better. But anyway, I did watch that. I actually really like Predator Badlands quite a lot. It was really fun. So
Is it
I
on Hulu?
recommend that. I don't know. I bought the
Netflix?
Blu-ray. I went and got the Blu-ray today.
Oh, gotcha.
Dude, I'm getting to where I'm getting movies on Blu-ray strictly for cost. Like $30 for a 4K is ridiculous. You know, it really is. $30. You know, I was just like, you know what, the Blu-ray's fine for this. So I got the Blu-ray for that. The artwork was shit on the Blu-ray though. That's the only thing that sucks about it. But anyway, point is, I thought the movie was good. Brandon, I got this video keyed up. It's called "Were These Paranormal Ghosts Videos Even Real?" And this is from Chilling Scares. Have you seen this?
I don't know.
Well, I think we're gonna end the show with this. I think it's gonna be good. I'm excited about this. I hope you are. You know, Chilling Scares is my favorite YouTube channel of all time. So I think we go for it and we see what the fuss is about.
All right.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Growing up, I saw a lot of very popular ghost videos on YouTube, some of them with tens of millions of views that I used to think were real. Looking back at these videos now, I can see them in a much different light, so I thought it would be fun to look back at some of the most popular ones that you've likely seen before if you've been on this side of YouTube for even a short amount of time. Girls See Ghost and Run. In 2012, a video titled Girls See Ghost and Run was uploaded to YouTube by user Angel Ruiz. In the video, two girls sit at their dinner table while a woman who we can reasonably assume is their mother starts recording them as they eat.
Yeah. What?
What?
I'm scared. It's okay.
I just turned off the lights, that's all.
A few seconds into the video, one of the girls peers into the dark hallway behind them and becomes visibly disturbed by something she sees. Seconds later, the other girl turns her head, and when she doesn't see anything, she makes fun of her sister for getting scared and even tries to scare her to rub it in.
Picked a great name, but your voice doesn't.
Here comes the bro, get YouTube premium comments.
What was that?
Jeez.
About a minute into the video, the first girl decides that she's had enough and starts crying, running into her mother's arms to hide from whatever she saw in the hallway. At first, the other girl remains calmly at the table, but when she turns her head to look into the hallway again, she gets even more spooked than her sister.
Nani, are you almost done eating? Look at me. Turn around. But you gotta listen to me. Turn around. Look at me. What's the matter?
Even though seconds earlier she was laughing at her sister for apparently being scared of nothing, the other girl also starts screaming after presumably seeing the same thing as her sister did. Toward the end of the video, the girl's mother can be heard laughing as her kids cry in her arms, which is honestly a little confusing considering the circumstances. Since the video was uploaded in 2012, it's received more than 1.5 million views, mostly popularized by the paranormal YouTube channel Nuke's Top 5 in 2018, where the video was featured in the channel's most popular video. As the disturbing footage started gaining more attention, a lot of people started coming up with theories to explain what the girls saw, with many people alleging that the girls had seen a ghost. Around that time, the video also started being used in a bunch of top 5 scary compilations everywhere online, which added more fuel to the fire. But despite the heap of paranormal theories that got thrown around for years, there are some very clear indications that this video is fake. I'm not saying the girls didn't see anything in the hallway behind the kitchen, because they obviously did, but it's more than obvious that whatever they did see wasn't paranormal at all. For starters, it's already pretty suspicious that the girl's mom started recording right before the instant, which suggests she knew exactly what was about to happen and wanted to make sure she caught it on camera. Strangely, the mother also appears to be laughing throughout the whole thing, even though her children seem extremely distressed. I honestly think that's pretty messed up regardless of her motive, but the only thing that could explain a reaction like that is if she was in on the whole thing. Also, when the mom asks the first girl what she's afraid of, the girl responds, Angel.
What, Nani? Look at me. What are you scared of? The fish? Oh.
Ghost caught on camera. On October 2nd, 2017, a video titled Ghost Caught on Camera was uploaded to the channel Deer Park CBS. Since then, it's
Like a
racked up over
hospital.
20 million views, which is insane. The video in question shows supposed security camera footage of the inside of a Christian school in Ireland at about 3 a.m.
Oh, hell no.
Nope. That kind of shit gets me on edge.
A few seconds into the video, doors and lockers randomly start opening and rocking, and wet floor signs start flying everywhere. At first glance, this video seems pretty convincing, and it's understandable why it got over 20 million views. But after looking at the video a couple of times, there are a bunch of red flags that come up that give it away as a clear fake. I mean, how convenient is it that the lockers that move by the supposed ghost are located right in front of an open window that someone could easily stick their hands through and just rock with their hands? As for the rest of the events that the camera recorded, pretty much every single one of them is easy to pull off with a piece of black string. In fact, if you zoom into the wet floor sign when it goes flying, you can see what appears to be a black thread tied to the upper right-hand corner. What's even more of a giveaway is the fact that the camera that recorded the whole thing was placed at the same height as the picture frames on the adjacent wall. I have honestly never seen security camera footage from that low of a vantage point, and if you look down the hallway, you'll see one of the school's real security cameras placed a few feet higher at a normal height. This suggests this camera was probably mounted on a tripod or a ladder of some sort to stage the video. The comments in the video were also turned off, which says to me the uploader didn't want anyone calling out their hoax so they could milk the public's attention as long as possible. Ghosts screaming and haunted
Yeah, but all that said, it could still be real though, technically, right?
hotel. In September 2012, a video was uploaded to YouTube titled Ghost Screaming in Haunted Hotel Full Length. In the video description, the uploader claims that the footage was submitted by the hotel security manager who was allegedly standing watch at a Wingate Hotel in Illinois on September 14, 2003. To give viewers more context, the uploader also mentions that, according to the security manager, several guests had called the front desk that night complaining that there were loud screaming noises coming from room 209. According to the uploader, several people over the years have also complained about strange noises coming from that same room, but there's not much information online to support this claim. As for the video itself, the hotel security camera footage shows John, a supposed employee at Wingate Hotel, responding to the noise complaints as he communicates with the security manager, who gives him updates on the situation via radio and guides him to room 209.
It's room 209. Amy says nobody's checked into that room, and there's reports of screaming coming from that room. What's going on, John? There's no one checked into that room. There should be nobody in there.
This video has always freaked me out.
Amy, John's gonna enter the room real quick just to check. Make
He's
sure-
terrified. He does not want to go in.
Even though the security manager explicitly tells John to wait for the cops, he goes into the room to investigate with his flashlight anyway. A few seconds later, some sort of white mist appears to exit the room. After John leaves the room, he reports to the security manager that the room had pretty much been torn apart, even though there's nobody inside.
He says no one's in there, but that all of the furniture has been turned upside down and the hold on. He says the carpet's been ripped up and that the shower is on, but nobody's in there.
After the video was uploaded, thousands of people jumped in the comments section to claim that the footage showed a real ghost encounter. But despite the 13 million views, the video has a few red flags. To start off, at around 13 seconds in the video, the camera inside the elevator shakes way more than a normal elevator security camera should, suggesting that it was probably mounted on a tripod. Throughout the whole video, the color of the footage is not at all common for a regular hotel security camera, meaning that the footage was probably edited after the fact to make it look more creepy. What's more, this kind of high-definition security footage is hard to find nowadays in 2024, and it would have been pretty much impossible to acquire in 2003, especially from a 3-star hotel like the Wingate. Also, there's no way that massive indoor swimming pool with the high ceiling that's shown in the footage at around the 12-second mark actually belongs to the Wingate Hotel that's supposedly being shown in the footage. If you look at pictures of every Wingate hotel in Illinois, none of the pools look like that, as they're all quite a bit smaller than the one shown in the footage. Now, as for John, the alleged hotel employee, it honestly seems a bit suspicious that he would enter Manchester poltergeist caught on CCTV. In November 2012, the channel Southport TV uploaded a video titled News, Manchester Poltergeist Caught on CCTV. In it, security camera footage shows an office building being trashed at around 3 a.m., even though there doesn't seem to be anyone inside the building.
Fake or not, that shit's creepy.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
In the video description, the uploaders allege that this is the actual unedited footage that the security guards at the Castle Field House on Liverpool Road in Manchester came across the next day. But if this was really caught on CCTV at 3 a.m. in a deserted office building, why are all the lights on? And why does the footage have this strange, unnatural green tint that makes it more than obvious that it was edited? There is literally no CCTV footage in the world that looks like that with no editing. Throughout the whole video, one of the things that gets the most attention is the door handles that are being moved up and down.
So I guess those are all fake.
I mean, so he says, though.
Brandon. Let's here we go, Brandon. Brandon, this is gonna be our last video of the night. The most disturbing, mysterious locations. One second, let this ad play, and then I'll pull it up.
I could really go for
Are you
a
ready, Brandon?
cheeseburger. Mm-hmm.
I'm creeping myself out tonight, man.
Oh, yeah.
All right, here we go,
Instead of
guys. This is
walking
our
this damn house.
Guys, drop a like on the show.
Yeah. If you were to look at pretty much any map of the Gulf of Mexico drawn by Spanish explorers in the 16th and 17th centuries, you would find a small island lying off the north coast of the Yucatan Peninsula called Bermeja. Although the exact location of the island varied slightly depending on the map, it was a well-known fact that the island at least existed. Bermeja was first mentioned by Spanish cartographer Alonso de Santa Cruz in an official list of islands in the Gulf of Mexico, published in Madrid in 1539. Alonso de Chaves, another Spanish cartographer, once wrote that from a distance, Bermeja looked blondish or reddish, which is where the island's name came from. A couple of hundred years later, in the mid-1800s, French-Mexican cartographers published reports stating that the island of Bermeja had started to sink. By the late 18th century, Bermeja was no longer featured in many maps of the area, and the last time it showed up on an official map was in the 1921 edition of the Geographic Atlas of the Mexican Republic. In the late 90s, the American and Mexican governments started negotiations to determine the boundaries for the exploitation rights of oil in the Gulf of Mexico. If the Mexican government could find the island of Bermeja, that would expand Mexico's oil drilling rights way further into the Gulf. Around that time, the Mexican government conducted 3 official investigations to find the island, armed with state-of-the-art ultrasound technology and all kinds of modern tools to locate it. Mysteriously, they couldn't find any trace of the island, and according to spokespeople from the Mexican Navy, it was as if the island had never even existed. A year after the Mexican Navy failed to find Bermeja, a Mexican senator named Jose Angel Cioncielo, who was one of the most fierce advocates for the expansion of Mexico's oil drilling territory and the island's existence, was killed in a car accident on a Mexican highway when a semi-truck slammed into the right side of the car. His death quickly became the fuel for a conspiracy theory, according to which the CIA had blown up the island to further an oil-fueled American agenda. Of course, this theory is a bit of a stretch, and some of the other more logical theories that surfaced regarding the disappearance of the island are much more likely to be true. One possibility that researchers seem to favor is that the island sunk after an earthquake or underwater landslide, which led to a further series of explorations in 2009 to see if the remains could be found at the bottom of the ocean. However, despite the even more advanced technologies that were used during that year's official investigations, the ultrasound exploration of the ocean floor revealed absolutely nothing but a sandy ocean bottom. Speculation that the island had never existed once again started circulating online and in the news, leading many people to adopt it as the truth. After the failed explorations in 2009, Julio Zamora, president of the Mexican Society of Geography, claimed that the existence of the island of Bermeja had probably been faked by early Spanish explorers to throw off other explorers and military rivals from other countries. This would make sense, as it was common practice to make slightly inaccurate maps back then for the sake of strategy. Another possible theory is that the island could have been drawn by one cartographer in the wrong location by mistake and replicated dozens of times over the centuries by other unaware cartographers. Still, some researchers think that due to the very precise descriptions of the island's physical appearance, Bermeja probably did exist, but in another location. Despite the abundance of theories regarding the mysterious island's location and existence, 15 years after the last exploration of the last known location of Bermeja, the truth is still a mystery and will probably remain that way forever. Overton Bridge. Built in 1895 in Dumbarton, Scotland, the Overton Bridge is a Gothic-style bridge overlooking a 50-foot ravine that leads up to Overton House, a 19th century manor in the Scottish Lowlands. At first glance, Overton Bridge looks pretty much like any other bridge from the time, but there's one pretty dark detail that makes it different from any other structure in the area.
Jesus Christ.
For the past 80 years, hundreds of dogs have been jumping off the bridge and down to the ravine to their deaths for seemingly no apparent reason. Sometimes the dogs survive the fall and are left with debilitating injuries. And according to some reports, there have even been instances where dogs allegedly jumped off the bridge, survived, ran up the slope, and then jumped off once again to their deaths. Depending on the source, you'll find reports stating that the amount of dogs that have jumped off the bridge is either lower than 100 or in the high 100s. But regardless of the exact number, it's a fact that a lot of dogs have died at this bridge for some mysterious reason. As you can imagine, these incidents at Overton Bridge have fueled all kinds of outlandish theories, including suggestions that the bridge is haunted. According to Celtic pagan beliefs, the bridge is located at a thin place, which is a place that lies at the supposed union between heaven and earth. Some locals have also favored more supernatural theories, with many people blaming the dog's death on the White Lady of Overton, the alleged ghost of the widow from Overton House. Another popular theory among the locals is that the dogs are being affected by negative residual energy from a tragic event that took place in 1994, in which a 32-year-old father threw his baby off the bridge, claiming that his child was the Antichrist. Following the tragic murder, the father was declared insane and locked up in a psych ward. But even with all the more outlandish theories that have gained traction in recent years, some researchers have come up with more plausible explanations for the mysterious incidents at Overton Bridge. In 2006, animal behaviorist David Sands investigated the bridge and suggested that the dogs are probably detecting the presence of wild animals below the bridge with their keen sense of smell, which makes them chase after the smell and inadvertently jumping to their deaths. This would make sense, as according to official statistics in the area, minks began breeding in large numbers in the 50s in Scotland, and most long-nosed dogs seem to favor the smell of mink over any other small animal, including squirrels. From my research, most of the dogs that have died at the bridge are long-nosed breeds. Also, because the bridge has tapered edges, from the dog's point of view, the edge looks more like a flat plane, safe for running and chasing after small animals. So, while there will probably continue to be speculation about paranormal activity at Overton Bridge for many years to come, it's much more likely that the dogs aren't intentionally taking their lives and are simply falling to their deaths on accident while chasing
Creepy
odors
ass
from other
looking
animals.
bridge, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Abandoned Viaduct Petrobras. In the 1950s, the Brazilian government began a project to build BR-101, Brazil's longest highway spanning almost 3,000 miles. In the 1960s, construction began on a segment of highway called the Viaduct Petrobras that was meant to cross the Brazilian jungle to connect Rio de Janeiro and Santos, São Paulo. 16 years after construction started, the segment of highway that crossed the jungle was due to be connected to an already existing part of the highway to finish the project. However, due to Brazil's economic crisis, plans changed at the very last minute, and instead of connecting the viaduct to the existing road, the highway was linked to a different coastal route. As a result, the Viaduct Petrobras was left abandoned in the middle of the jungle, and to this day, the Brazilian government has done nothing to remove it or reuse its parts. Standing over 130 feet tall and almost 1,000 feet long, the structure features fully built tunnels, retaining walls, and a gigantic concrete foundation, which has slowly been swallowed by the jungle as the years have gone by. To an outsider, the Viaduct Petrobras looks like it was taken out of the city and dropped in the middle of nowhere in the South American jungle for no reason, giving off an admittedly eerie atmosphere. Even though the Viaduct Petrobras seems pretty wasteful, the out-of-place structure is now a pretty popular tourist destination for curious travelers and locals wanting to catch a glimpse of the abandoned concrete giant.
I just built a budgeting app. What?
All right, Brandon, we are at the 2-hour mark. Did you say that your channel got demonetized?
All three got demonetized.
What did you do?
So on my Brandon Tomato channel, I put a lot of our home movies up there. And what I do is if it's videos of the kids and stuff, like doing their stuff, I'll mark it as safe for kids, like made for kids. So first of all, people can't comment. Second of all, like puts them in rotation with kids videos instead of just being on regular rotation because it seems more appropriate. And I typically don't upload there very often. So when I upload there, I'll upload in batches of like 20 or 30 videos at a time, like with 2 tabs open because you can only do 15 videos at a time per tab. And I'll usually do that and then mark them all as made for kids, title them, and then just make them public.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize until this happened that I guess I forgot what the exact terminology was, but if you're not making like educational content or stuff that's actually made for kids, like something like I guess Miss Rachel or whatever, anything else like that, if it's just stuff like this, they consider it like wasteful content or something because you're marking it as marked for kids, but it's just basically home videos of kids playing. It's not really for kids. And I guess they don't like that because they're cracking down on content that's marked as safe for kids when it's not actually safe for kids. And I guess since I uploaded so many videos in bulk, they sort of just like went through it and flagged it. So the account got demonetized. And I went to go appeal it, and I did the appeal wrong, just like I did the last time. So now I have to wait till April to appeal it on the fucking channel to get it back. So it's no harm, no foul, really, because I'm probably going to get it back, no problem. The problem is, unlike the last time Tomato Vision got demonetized, it seems now that they're punishing every channel you have in the AdSense program if one of them gets suspended. So I remember the last time Tabata Vision got just suspended, my other 2 channels, or my other channel was fine. But now I got the note, and it was like 3 weeks later too. It's like, yeah, Tabata Vision's now no longer part of the program, and Sycamore Grove is no longer part of the program. So I'm screwed on those fronts till April, all because of that stupid shit. But you live and you learn, I guess.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I'm just hoping it wasn't something like you got, you know, what happened like last time where you didn't even know what happened.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts, Brandon? What you got going on for people to check out?
I got a whole lot of nothing going on. The channel is, I got a lot of stuff scheduled, so it's pretty much on autopilot right now, which is good because if it wasn't, I wouldn't be uploading shit right now. I'd be so unmotivated. You know what I mean?
I'm sure. Yeah.
I will say this. My final thought is, if YouTube is your only bread and butter for you YouTubers out there, it is very unreliable because they will take away your AdSense like that. So
that shit's scary, dude.
Yeah.
How's the Sonny the Vampire movie going? Taking your time. Taking your time.
Everything keeps dying on the vine, man.
Coming this lifetime, maybe.
Exactly.
Oh man. So Brandon, I think we'll be back for Friday the 13th next month. I think that's the plan. People were asking last time, like, why did you guys not do Friday the 13th live? And I'll be honest with you, Brandon, I just enjoyed my night. I wanted to relax, enjoy my night. But I'm thinking we do Friday the 13th for March. And what should we do? Can we figure this out?
You said something about wanting to do the Epstein files, but that might be kind of heavy for Planet Dirty. It's up to you.
I do want to cover the Epstein files, but not on Friday the 13th.
That's going to be a dark ass episode. I don't know.
I want to go. I want to go over like the most disturbing emails in the Epstein files.
Okay.
But yeah, for Friday the 13th, we need to do something. We did a ranking, so obviously we can't rank them again.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm thinking we do
Looks of Jason, 13 movies better than Friday the 13th. I don't know.
13 movies better than Friday the 13th.
Yeah. The Burning would be number one, obviously.
Okay, I have a great idea. 13 slasher films better than Friday the 13th.
Part one.
No, let's do 13 slasher films better than Friday the 13th Part 4.
Dude, there's no way. That doesn't exist.
Okay, we'll do Part 1.
We'll hash out the details.
Brandon's rage bait slasher better than Friday the 13th. Brandon's 13 slasher films better than Friday the 13th.
Jason Goes to Hell is better than Friday the 13th.
Stop. Don't start. Don't start yet. We'll
say
do that. We'll do that. We'll be back on Friday the 13th. We'll do that, guys. We're gonna be back with another fun list video. We'll have Brandon do one.
I'll have a pizza with me. I'll have a Hungry Howie's pizza with me.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right.
So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for hanging out. If you have not dropped a like before you go, please drop a like. I had a great time tonight. I love these kinds of chill episodes. I love them. For those that are asking about Cody, I think he's just going to be taking it easy. He's good. We talk very often. I just think he's relaxing, enjoying himself, and I think he likes life without the internet, from what I understand. If he ever comes back, it'll be up to him. I'm not going to tease it because I don't want to jinx it. But he's doing good, and that's all I care about. The internet is nothing. This isn't real life. It's just the internet. So I think he's just enjoying himself, taking care of his family, and doing his thing. So that's that, because I get asked a lot about that. People say, "Where's Cody?" That's as much as I'll say about that. But I had a great time tonight. Brandon, I had a great time. Thank you for sharing your stories. Hopefully you'll get some sleep tonight. Dude, it looks like a creepy background on your TV with like the open doors.
Yeah. Perfect timing, right?
Damn, that's creepy. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. God bless y'all. And we'll talk to y'all very soon.